Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Sam. Welcome to my final video prior to WWDC, when we will actually be going hands-on with iOS 13. Prior to then, though, we've seen even more leaks. I don't know what's going on. The leaks are everywhere, and I kind of like it. We have our first look at the iOS 13 volume redesign indicator. I've seen a lot of opinions about it already. Some people love it. Some people are like totally disgusted more than the current one. We have some new details about the icons in iOS 13. Will they or will they not be seeing a redesign, and a couple of other smaller things as well. So if you're excited for this final iOS 13 update, it has been a ride covering this. Drop a like down below, always helps me out, and of course hit subscribe so tomorrow when iOS 13 is actually available on June 3rd, 2019, you'll be the first to see what it actually looks like hands-on. So let's jump right in. The first thing that I have to show you is something that I've been waiting on since the original iPhone, a redesigned version of the volume heads-up display, the volume indicator. You know right now on the iPhone how whenever you want to do something, and you do that, it sits right in the middle of your screen, perfectly situated, so you can't see like a good chunk of the content in front of you. Well, we heard a long time ago, around February or March, that would be going away. We would be getting a redesigned volume indicator, much less obtrusive, and today, Ben Gaskin over on Twitter has shared an official image of what it's going to look like. Now, at first you might say, there's no way this is real, but it's actually been co-signed by Steve Troughton-Smith, who is a really well-respected developer in the community, says, yes, this is real, this build number actually checks out, and that's what also makes me believe this is 100% authentic. There's a build number attached. Why would that be included if this was some sort of a fake leak? So I gotta hear your guys' thoughts about this, and let's explore the screenshot a little bit. So as you can see, the volume indicator no longer situated in the middle of the screen in a square. It is pretty much stripped directly out of Control Center and placed in the top right hand corner of right here. It looks like an iPhone XS Max or an iPhone XS. So it's placed in the top right hand corner, but it also looks just like Control Center. I've seen some people saying it looks kind of weird, looks kind of awful, but for me, like anything out of the middle of the screen is perfectly okay. I just don't want the volume indicator in the middle of my display. Now, it is important to note here that this version of iOS 13 is actually outdated now, so this might not be exactly how it looks when iOS 13 ships, even in beta 1 or in the final version. Probably definitely not how it's going to look in the final version of iOS 13 this September, but either way, this confirms the fact that Apple has finally heard us, that a redesigned volume indicator is on the way. Stack this alongside dark mode now, and two major features we've actually seen leak out prior to iOS 13's release. The big mystery still remaining has to do with the home screen on the iPad. What is that going to look like? Well, the keynote's less than 24 hours away, and nobody knows yet. It is completely locked down and completely secretive still at this time. Next up, continuing on with the leaks, I want to make it clear that this is not a leaked screenshot, but rather confirmation of how it's going to look. Somebody on Twitter basically tweeted at Mark Gurman of Bloomberg again, hey, is this how the new widgets in iOS 13 are going to look? Because they are apparently going to have a cleaner design. And take a look at this. It's confirmed that this is how they are going to look. The dividers are going to be going away, and they're going to look just like simple on the home screen, which will probably go alongside the iPad home screen redesign, but again, we don't know exactly what that looks like. So yeah, stack this on top of dark mode and the volume indicator now, and there are some big UI changes coming in iOS 13, and I want to follow up on those in just a little bit. Now, a big question that I had for just all devices, iPhone and iPad, and also now the new iPod Touch, is the icons on the home screen. Are they getting updated? Unfortunately, according to Mark Gurman over on Twitter, who works for Bloomberg, again, has like an out-of-this-world track record for getting things right, says no. Really, aside from reminders and contacts, they will receive minor tweaks on the app icons. There's not going to be anything new, and then, of course, there is going to be the new Find My Friends and Find My iPhone merged app that has this icon right here, and this is something that 9to5Mac shared about a week ago now. So we do have a look at that as well, but no new icons appear to be coming in iOS 13, which I'm definitely bummed out by. At this point, there's still a really small chance that new icons will be on the way, but considering no one has reported that, it doesn't look like iOS 13 will be like iOS 7 as far as the system-wide, extremely prevalent visual overhaul goes. Even so, though, I still have some big hopes up for bigger system UI changes to make things look different because, well, take a look at this right here. This leaked on the exact same day as the iOS 13 dark mode, like markup screenshots. This is exclusive, available on the iPad, this look right here, but look at the detail on each of these pencils and these, like, I don't know, it's pretty insane. Going from the pretty much across the board flat interface that we've come to know and sort of love since iOS 7, this looks like a different direction that iOS has never gone in before. Maybe that's because, you know, when you're using these tools, they are literally for like adding detail to something, so Apple wanted to reflect that in their iconography, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Even if new icons aren't coming, again, they could. There's a small chance they could, but probably not. Do you think a larger UI refresh is on the way? I mean, back in the day, a number of analysts suggested Apple could be returning to more of a skeuomorphic look. And I mean, looking at this screenshot, there's definitely evidence of that. This is a bold new direction for iOS. And I guess, you know, it wouldn't be fun if we knew the answers to everything. The final iOS 13 leak that I have for you today is about 3D Touch. Now, if you've been paying attention to the 2019 iPhone rumor cycle, you know that none of the 2019 iPhones are said to have 3D Touch, which is really frustrating and annoying, and I've talked about it a lot, how I think it's a bad move. There have been some concerns as to whether or not iOS 13 would continue to support 3D Touch actions as well for, let's say, older devices, and it appears that it will. So according to, again, Mark Gurman over on Twitter, he says, yes, iOS 13 will continue to support 3D Touch, so that's really good news. If you love the feature, if you use it, you don't have to upgrade to a new iPhone. You can just hold on to your current one or buy a 10 or a 10s now and ride that out with iOS 13 support for a while. So that is good news there. And that's going to wrap up this video. I'll talk to you in a few hours when on this phone right here, the wallpaper is going to look a lot different, and hopefully the icons and other parts of the UI as well. Anyway, that's all. I'll see you guys in my next video.